Here's something most people never realize about habits. Your brain is not looking for motivation. It is looking for cues. A cue is simply a trigger, something in your environment that tells your brain to start a behavior automatically. Think about your morning routine. You probably don't decide to brush your teeth. You just do it, because seeing the bathroom is the cue. The behavior is automatic. James Clear's insight is this: if you want to build a new good habit, you need to design your environment so the CU is impossible to miss. Want to read more? Put the book on your pillow. Want to drink more water? Put a glass on your desk right now. Want to exercise in the morning? Sleep in your gym clothes tonight. This sounds almost laughably simple, but that's exactly the point. Willpower is unreliable, it runs out. Environment design is permanent. It works even when you're tired. Now here's the advanced version of this law, and this one is genuinely powerful. Clear calls it habit stacking. The formula is incredibly simple. After I do current habit, I will do new habit. After I pour my morning coffee, I will read for 10 minutes. After I sit at my desk, I will write for 5 minutes. After I brush my teeth, I will do 10 push-ups. You are essentially hijacking habits you already have and using their momentum to pull new behaviors into your life. You're not fighting your brain, you're working with it. That is law 1. Make the cue so obvious your brain cannot miss it. Law 2 is where things get psychologically fascinating, because this one is about desire. Here is a fundamental truth about human beings. We do not repeat habits because they are good for us. We repeat habits because they feel good. Your brain runs on dopamine, the chemical released when you anticipate a reward. And here's the crucial word: anticipate. Your brain releases dopamine not just when you get a reward, but when you expect one. This is why you feel excitement before a vacation. This is why junk food is so hard to resist, because your brain starts releasing dopamine the moment you think about it. So James Clear asks a brilliant question. What if we could make good habits feel that same way? His solution is called temptation bundling. The idea: pair something you need to do with something you genuinely want to do. Only listen to your favorite podcast while exercising. Only watch your favorite show while folding laundry. Only go to your favorite coffee shop when studying. Now your brain starts associating discipline with pleasure. The thing you need to do becomes attached to the thing you love. Suddenly, working out isn't punishment. It's when you get to listen to your favorite podcast. But there's another dimension to this law that most people completely overlook. Clear talks about the role of social environment. We are wired, deeply, evolutionarily wired, to copy the behaviors of 3 groups: the close, the many, the powerful. We copy the people closest to us. We copy what the majority around us does. We copy what successful, high-status people do. This means your habits are not just yours. They are a reflection of your environment. The single most powerful thing you can do to make good habits attractive? Join a group where your desired behavior is the normal behavior. Want to read more? Join a book club. Want to get fit? Train with people who are already fit. Want to build a business? Surround yourself with entrepreneurs. When the behavior you want to build is normal in your community, it becomes almost effortless to maintain. That is law 2. Make the habit so attractive your brain wants to do it. Now law 3, this one will completely change how you think about starting anything new. I want you to forget everything you've been told about discipline, hustle, and willpower for a few minutes, because James Clear is about to tell you something that sounds like it can't possibly be right. Never start a new habit that takes more than 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Want to start meditating? Don't start with 20 minutes. Start with 2 minutes of sitting quietly. Want to start a workout routine? Don't start with an hour session. Start with putting on your gym shoes. That's it. Want to become a reader? Don't commit to 30 pages a night. Open the book and read 1 page. You're probably thinking, that's pointless. 2 minutes does nothing. And you're right. 2 minutes of exercise does almost nothing physically. But that is completely missing the point. The 2-minute rule is not about the 2 minutes. It's about showing up. Because here is what James Clear understands about the architecture of habits. A habit must be established before it can be improved. The most important thing is not the performance. The most important thing is the repetition. Every time you show up, even for 2 minutes, you are proving to yourself that you are the kind of person who keeps their commitments. And that proof compounds. Clear gives this principle a name. Standardize before you optimize. Don't try to be great on day 1. Try to be consistent on day 1. Greatness is just consistency compounded over time. Now here's the environmental side of this law, and this one is immediately actionable. Clear calls it reducing friction. The more steps between you and a good habit, the less likely you are to do it. The more steps between you and a bad habit, the less likely you are to do it. Want to stop watching too much TV? Unplug the TV after every use. Put the remote in a drawer. 2 extra steps. Dramatically less watching. Want to eat healthier? Put fruit on the counter. Put junk food in a hard-to-reach cabinet. 2 steps closer to good. Dramatically more healthy eating. You are not changing your willpower. You are changing the architecture of your choices. That is law 3. Make the good habits so easy there is almost no reason not to do it. Now, before law 4, I want to flag something important. There is one concept coming up in this video that is more powerful than all 4 laws combined. It is the concept that completely changes not just what you do, but who you believe yourself to be. It will hit you around the 13-minute mark. Remember, I said that. But first, law 4, and this is the one most people get completely wrong. Getting it wrong is exactly why most habits fail. Here is the brutal reality of being a human being right now. Our brains were built for a world that no longer exists. For most of human history, immediate action led to immediate reward. Hunt the animal, eat today, build the shelter, stay warm tonight. But modern life has flipped this completely. The rewards of good habits are almost always delayed. The punishments of bad habits are almost always delayed. You work out today, you won't look different for weeks. You save money today, you won't feel wealthy for years. You eat healthy today, you won't feel the health benefit for months. Meanwhile, bad habits offer immediate rewards. Junk food tastes incredible right now. Scrolling social media feels stimulating right now. Skipping the gym feels like relief right now. This is what Clear calls the cardinal rule of behavior change. What is immediately rewarded gets repeated. What is immediately punished gets avoided. So the question is, how do you create immediate satisfaction for habits whose real rewards are months or years away? Clear's answer is elegantly simple. Track your habits visually. Get a calendar, any calendar. Every day you complete your habit, mark a big X. After 1 week of X's, you have a chain, and you will not want to break that chain. The visual progress is the immediate reward. Watching that chain grow feels genuinely satisfying. Right now. Not in 3 months, right now. This is called the never miss twice rule. Missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the beginning of a new habit, a bad one. One bad day does not ruin you. One bad day followed by another bad day is where real damage happens. So when you miss, and you will miss, your only rule is never miss twice. Get back on the chain immediately. The chain doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to continue. That is law 4. Make it satisfying enough that your brain wants to come back tomorrow. Now, these 4 laws are powerful, but they are just the how. The most important question in the entire book is not how to build habits. It's who you are building them for. And that brings us to the concept that I personally think is the single most important idea James Clear has ever written. James Clear says there are 3 layers to all human change. Layer 1, changing your outcomes, what you get. Layer 2, changing your process, what you do. Layer 3, changing your identity, what you believe about yourself. Most people try to change from the outside in. Outcomes first, process second, identity never. I want to lose weight. I want to make more money. I want to write a book. Clear argues the most powerful and most permanent change always happens from the inside out. Change your identity first. Behavior follows automatically. Here's a simple example that will make this crystal clear. 2 people are offered a cigarette. Person A says, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit." Person B says, "No thanks, I'm not a smoker." Feel the difference? Person A still sees themselves as a smoker. They are fighting their own identity every single day. That is exhausting. That is why they will probably fail. Person B has already changed the story they tell about themselves. They are a non-smoker. The cigarette doesn't even make sense to them. Every single action you take, every habit you perform, is essentially a vote for the type of person you believe yourself to be. Go to the gym once. 1 vote for being someone who works out. Go again tomorrow? 2 votes. Go for a month? The election is basically 1. The goal is not to run a marathon. The goal is to become a runner. The goal is not to write a book. The goal is to become a writer. The goal is not to learn an instrument. The goal is to become a musician. Identity first. Behavior follows. Results come last, and they come inevitably. Now here is the practical question most people never get answered. How do you actually start changing your identity? Clear's answer is beautifully simple. Start with the smallest possible proof. Don't say, "I want to become a runner." Go for a 5-minute walk, come back home. Now say to yourself, I am someone who moves their body. That is your first vote. Small, quiet, powerful. Don't say I want to become a writer. Open a document, write one sentence, close it. Now say, I'm someone who writes. The identity doesn't come after the achievement. The identity comes after the first vote. Cast it today, right now, before this video ends. Ask yourself, who is the person you want to become? And what is the one small action, right now, that casts your first vote for that person? Now let's talk about something that will feel almost controversial. Goals are almost useless. Systems are everything. Before you dismiss that, hear the logic. Think about two athletes. Both have the exact same goal, win the championship. One wins, one loses. The goal was identical. So the goal clearly wasn't what determined the outcome. What determined the outcome was the system each athlete followed, every single day in practice. Clear says it perfectly. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Let that sink in for a second. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Goals create a temporary destination. Systems create permanent progress. Goals rely on motivation, which runs out. Systems rely on environment design, which doesn't. Goals make you feel like a failure every day until you achieve them. Systems make you feel like a winner every day you follow them. The shift is simple but profound. Stop asking, what do I want to achieve? Start asking, what kind of system would make my desired outcome inevitable? Build the system. Trust the system. Let the system deliver the results. The goal was never the point. The goal was just the compass that pointed you toward the system you needed to build. Once the system exists, the goal becomes almost irrelevant because the system just keeps delivering every single day, whether you feel motivated or not. Speaking of results that feel slow before they explode, the final concept in this video is the one that will keep you going when everything feels pointless. James Clear tells a story about an ice cube. Imagine an ice cube sitting on a table. The room is 25 degrees Fahrenheit, cold, frozen solid. You slowly start turning up the heat. 26 degrees, the ice cube sits there, nothing. 27 degrees, nothing. 28, 29, 30, 31 degrees, still nothing. The ice cube looks exactly the same. If you didn't know better, you'd think the heat wasn't working. You'd think nothing was happening. You might even give up. Then the temperature hits 32 degrees, and the ice cube begins to melt. Now, was all that effort from 25 to 31 degrees wasted? Of course not. Every single degree was absolutely necessary. Every degree contributed to the inevitable outcome, but none of it was visible until the breakthrough moment. This is exactly how habits work, how skills work, how businesses work, how lives change. You go to the gym for 2 weeks and see nothing in the mirror. You study a new skill for a month and still feel like a beginner. You work on your channel for 6 months and wonder if anyone will ever watch. This is what Clear calls the plateau of latent potential. The work is happening, the progress is real, but it is underground, invisible, silent, like a bamboo plant that spends its first 4 years developing an enormous root system underground, completely invisible above the surface. Then in year 5, it grows 90 feet in 6 weeks. Was it not growing for 4 years? It was growing the entire time, just not where you could see it. Every habit you build, every book you read, every skill you practice is another degree of heat on that ice cube. The melt is coming. Keep going. Before ending this video, I want to tell you about the man who wrote all of this, because James Clear was not always a productivity expert. He was not born with these insights. He earned them through one of the hardest experiences a young person can face. In high school, James Clear was a promising baseball player. Real potential, real dreams of going pro. Then one afternoon, a teammate accidentally hit him in the face with a baseball bat during practice. The impact was catastrophic. Bones shattered. He was airlifted to the hospital. He fell into a coma. Doctors weren't certain of the full extent of damage. He spent months just recovering, then years rebuilding everything. Physically, mentally, emotionally. He couldn't make a dramatic comeback overnight. There was no shortcut, no hack, no motivation speech that could fix this. He could only make tiny improvements, 1% better, every single day. That slow, painful, invisible rebuilding process became his obsession. How do small actions compound into extraordinary results over time? That obsession became a blog. The blog became one of the most read newsletters in the world, with over 1 million subscribers. And eventually, it became Atomic Habits. 15 million copies sold. translated into 50 languages. This book is not theory crafted in a comfortable office. It is the lived, hard-won wisdom of a man who rebuilt himself, one atomic habit at a time. That's why it resonates so deeply. That's why it works. Here is my honest take on atomic habits. The genius of James Clear is not that he discovered revolutionary new science. Most of these psychological principles existed before him. His genius, and it is genuine genius, is that he made them simple, organized, actionable, impossible to misunderstand. The 4 laws fit on a sticky note. The identity concept takes 30 seconds to understand. The 2-minute rule can be applied in the next 5 minutes. Simple is what actually gets used. Complex is what sits on a shelf. If I had to give you one single idea from this entire video, just one thing to carry with you, it would be this. Every action you take is a vote for the person you want to become. You don't need a perfect day. You don't need a perfect week. You just need to cast one more vote than yesterday. Do that consistently, and the person you want to become is not a dream. It is simply a matter of time. I give Atomic Habits a 9.5 out of 10. It is required reading for any human being who wants to live with more intention. Now, if this video gave you even one idea that made you see something differently, hit the like button right now. It helps this channel more than you know. Subscribe if you want more breakdowns like this. Every video is a deep dive into one of the world's most powerful books. No fluff, no filler, just what actually matters. And drop a comment below. I read every single one. What is the one habit you are going to build? After watching this video, I will see you in the next one.